Masuda, for example. I mean, like, there's just so much there for Vitality to work with. Whereas Complexity, that's what they were talked about a lot on the desk. It's just constant stories of stand-ins for these guys. They just cannot seem to get a roster to stick together for a long period of time to build on.
I know, it's a little bit upsetting because they have such a great core, so we'll see how it goes. Starting here on the CT side, it's Vitality, Complexity on the T side, flashing their way in the middle and running right into Sidewin. That USP, a one-shot headshot to bring down Config. They're going to keep going. They want to see if they can wrap on that B-bomb side and go straight for RPK, but he's taking out JKS, so one arm of the attack already done with, although a little bit trickling into the bomb side there. Misuta showing up just as RPK died, so suddenly it's a 3-on-3 with the bomb down, and they actually have a P250 there on Blame. Yugi goes down though, but they can fight for this. Oh wait, they can't. Shots is just executing them, and Apex obtained out Rush. It looked like they should have been in a position to at least make that a bit more competitive, but yeah, Vitality too dangerous.
I feel ashamed to mention, you know, it's like we were a little limited on time because these guys really did have a very quick pistol round here. But I mean, Shoxy's the highest rated player on this team.
Damn.
He's just flying under the radar. You know, that's the depth that's on Vitality. You've got the insane star power in Zywo. You've got the young guns that are coming up in their own. But then you still have these rock solid players like Shoxy and RPK that you can just rely on. And so look at how, I mean, that pistol just highlights it. Shoxy just strolls in, 2 headshots, super clean, and just rolls right on through. So this is where Complexity, I mean, already this backfiring. You know, I think they go Mirage, same reason that Furia goes Mirage yesterday. It's just the pug map now. It has become the map that relies on fragging, and if you don't have a hard roster to fall back on, this is probably your best shot, right, to start strong.
There has been this weird consensus that Mirage is played out somehow, that, you know, people have done all the strategies. I don't really think, I don't think that's even possible, just from like a theoretic point of view. But but if everyone agrees and no one is coming up with anything new, then it, you know, like it's a self-fulfilling prophecy in some sense. So maybe that's also why people pick it sometimes. It's like, yeah, we all know how to do this more or less. So that could be part of it for sure.
I think it's just pugs. I mean, when you're playing pickup games, 90% of the time it feels like you're getting Mirage.
Yeah,
everybody's just getting hours in on this map, much more than like Train, for example, or something.
Well, I mean, with the stand-ins for Complexity, you might just think, all right, well, you know, we feel like that's all right. Maybe we can get there. Maybe we could get some work done. They're doing fine in this round. They've already got 3 kills. It's down to Masuta and Shox here at the bomb site, and Complexity actually not rushing to try and get the bomb down, which normally at the A bomb site you want to try and hurry up that, but they're doing a fine job. Masuta in trouble, and he's going to go down to Rush. They turn that second round, and I really admire the patience. Those 2 AKs did a lot of work, but I think really the fact that they weren't just rushing in to try and get the bomb down was very, very helpful.
The focus is going to be real here from Complexity. And there's a lot of fragging power on Complexity as well. So, I mean, again, Mirage playing into it. It's a 1-for-1 sort of scenario now, tied up 1-1. And they actually go for the force buy with the AKs and get it done. So, let's see. I mean, it's so hard to say right now in Elite CS. It feels like every match is just so close. But it is worth mentioning, I mean, Vitality, #2 team in the world, going up against Complexity, #12 team in the world. So Complexity still very clearly the underdog in this match. With the stand-in, they do have that Sisyphean task on their hands of rolling that boulder uphill.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, from my perspective, watching Vitality, if you go back and look at their demos and how they actually play the games, which is something that's, you know, we don't get the full, I would say, experience of that while the game is actually going on, because there's just so much to cover in, you know, while the game is live. But if you ever go back and look at it later, it's absolutely outrageous what they get up to on any given map. They are so well prepared that just there aren't many teams that sort of get to that level. I hope there will be many more, because it's just such an entertaining kind of Counter-Strike to watch. It's really, really worth it. They're on the CT side now, so chances are we'll be seeing just a little bit less of it here, but I'm sure we'll try and catch some of it as it unfolds.
How much do you think that has to do with their coach, Xtaz?
Oh, a lot. There's just the level of preparation that you need to do what they're doing in some of these games. It has to be a team effort. So much work. And speaking of team effort, RPK and Shox, and then Shox with the follow-up. He's gonna get a headshot on Config as well, and that will shut it down towards Connector. That was looking so doable. They'd made their way into that Connector part, and JKS way out in the open. It's Shox with a quad kill to bring it back for Vitality. And that really had nothing to do with the sort of like tactical finesse that I was trying to highlight here. That was just Shox.
That was just Shoxy. It's the same as the pistol retake. You know, it's like, oh, this is going to be a bit spotty. No. Shoxy showed up to play today. This guy, I mean, it's Shoxy. He's a legend in CS. He's got a long, storied past. Always been at the top. Always been at the elite teams. And, well, star, but he doesn't even need to be the star anymore. He went through a long period of time where he was trying to figure out his game, having to in-game lead, having to step away from that star player role. On this team, he's made it clear, I just want the frag. I want to just kill people. If Apex gives him that freedom, and this is what we can expect, it's just another layer to Vitality.
I mean, I hope he stays with that mentality, because that seems to be, from the outside, one of the things that was plaguing him, in his career, like the middle of his career, was trying to take on too many other tasks all at the same time. Suffering from Nicoitis.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, just got to do it all.
The medical profession says.
Just got to do it all.
Yeah, but this fourth round should be somewhat controllable here. They're playing quite far back. They've lost Apex already. Still just a scout on Saiwu, not the AWP just yet. But RPK is on a mission, and actually Config is waiting for him. So I'm kind of worried about that. Yeah, Config going to be taking on RPK. Was sneaking up over on the A side and got shut down in T spawn. So that's heads-up play. Again, Complexity, remember in that second round when they were slowing down inside of the A bomb side and playing it patiently? It's rewarding them again here, just allowing for Vitality to maybe make an extra mistake, and they just did.
Yeah, and what a call coming in here from Vitality as well. The full-on gamble. Willing to just risk it.
Might as well. Save the AKs.
Yeah, if they come to A site, you're in position with the guns, and you have the best chance possible to wreck them with all three there. And if they hit B, you save the guns for the next round. So, this is a great call from Vitality. There was no hesitation at all once they lost RPK. That was the call that made it happen very quickly.
This is delicious, though. If you're into some scrappy Counter-Strike, this is what you want. They just keep trading rounds early on, obviously, for a bunch of different reasons. It'll be the CT side that's going to suffer more in terms of economy long-term if it keeps going back and forth like this. But usually, it's just whatever team folds first and decides to go on the really hard eco. They're going to be a little bit behind, and we'll see how that goes. That's great. Config with 2 kills, just the AK-47, and we've been talking about some of the star power and just the brilliance of Vitality. I really don't think, I can't really oversell it to you guys. I really think this team is incredible. But Complexity have some absolutely nuts players on their side, and Config is high on that list. And there are a bunch of games where Config is just, middle of the road, playing a good game, having a good impact, being an important pillar of it. There are some games where he just takes over the whole game, and those are the games that are worth hanging around for, because it's so interesting when that happens.
Well, this is the beauty of Complexity, of the juggernaut that has been assembled by Lake, the owner of I was going to say Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Complexity.
Okay,
I mean, they are owned by the Dallas Cowboys, but they have Config, they have the star power, right, and JKS and Config, they have the support and rush, and then they have a fragging in-game leader. I mean, Blame F is up there. He just kills and calls. The guy can do it all. And so it really does feel like Complexity. It's just a tragic series of events, how it's all played out towards the end of last year going into this year, where they just can't seem to get that fifth man for the roster to build on, because they have everything else.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I still think the sort of commitment to it, I think is a great sign at the moment.
It's worth mentioning, though, Anders, as we get into this, it's like even with all of that, they're still making top 8 in elite tournaments consistently with a stand-in, right?
It's really something, isn't it?
So just give them a fifth man to build on, and let's get it done, right? Let's see what this roster's capable of.
It's gonna come in time. It's a new year. I'm sure they'll figure it out. Again, mid being controlled right now by Complexity without too much of a fight from Vitality. They're not really battling that at the moment. Shot's just waiting in the corner, and he's able to get the kill. He should not be getting a second one. And technically, he didn't, although it did create enough of a distraction for both Apex and Cyber to come into it, and that's going to be the end of the round. Shock's in that position. I mean, you would assume that maybe he should have even got no kills, but the trade in there and just the overall confusion, that's a little bit upsetting, because that's actually how they lost that third round as well. It's something very similar. Like, they get into middle, and then they don't have the smokes or the Molotovs or the grenades to clear out. I mean, very commonly, this position that Shock is in will get Molotoved out. There will be, many more grenades in window to stop Apex from having an effect, or maybe even a smoke towards where Saiwu took that shot from. Just, there weren't enough grenades there for Complexity to block out the Vitality team, and that just cost them a lot. So the trades continue. We're back now with Vitality winning a round. And Complexity won a timeout. Like, hold on.
Yeah. But I totally appropriate from Complexity at this point. You can't just keep force buying and hoping to make it happen. Although, as I say, that Config just dumps his money into an AK and a Kevlar. So they will have the hero rifle here, Complexity, the Soviet AK. But the main thing is, take a timeout and start actually trying to build something. You can't just keep expecting to trade rounds back and forth with Vitality. Vitality are going to get comfortable, and they're just going to start wrecking your face completely. So it's a good time to call a timeout and start trying to figure it out, what it is that you need to be doing to change things up. Config hitting headshots would be a nice thing to start building on, not going to lie.
Yeah, that's a great way to begin. Now look at the Vitality in the middle, though. They're checking out what's coming, and that's also why RPK is playing very defensively over here. He knows that there's really no one in middle, so he just needs to stay alive on this A side in case it is going to be an A hit, and then he can try and go for a retake or something along those lines. Now, he's actually playing quite deep into the bomb side, and his teammates, they've shown up towards Connector, nearly getting that spray down. Apex is going to trade the one there, and lining up inside of the smoke for a headshot is Rush. 3 versus 4 now, and they're very seriously damaged on the Complexity side, so I don't know about this. They might get the bomb plant, and that might be worth celebrating all on its own here for Complexity, but winning the round, I'm not so sure. Oh, I can't believe he got that kill. And Yugi with a follow-up, taking down Masuda. I might have spoken too soon. There's Config with a headshot, taking down Apex, and now it's all on Saiwu. 1 versus 3 taking down Config, but there's much more to do here, and he's in a lot of trouble.
It is certainly not going to be a clear-cut scenario because he still could think that Blame F is up in Palace unless he spots Blame F here on the ramp. As he peeks, not going to happen. And you can't blame him. He's expecting him up there.
Yeah.
But you got to give it to Blame F for the timing. Taking down Shoxy. Shoxy is the key to that retake for Vitality. They slowed it down because he was coming in on the flank, and him just getting bopped like that, Blame F, he just knows. If somebody were to flank, it would be right about now. Turns around and executes them.
That's unreal. Yeah, Shock's very frustrated. I can't really blame him. And that's a classic Apex face.
So much emotion, though.
He's one of the most memeable people in professional Counter-Strike, and I very much appreciate him for that as well, apart from his game and his leadership. But
the facepalm meme.
There are so many of them.
Back. Yeah. You guys know which ones.
The fact that no one's created an Apex meme compilation at this point, that should be a video already. No memes this time, though. He's going to take down Config with just a FAMAS, and they buy into it. They've got the AWP on side. And if you're on the Vitality side, that's always a reason to buy. Just get whatever you can around it, and maybe it'll work out, although Blame If will take down Apex. Almost getting the jump there as well on Masuta. He's out in the open, sorry, RPK, and he's going to be going down. Saiwu in a 1 versus 3. Don't fight him. It is not worth it. He's going to drop JKS. He keeps running forward. Nearly actually tagging him. He would have killed him if he hit that shot. And now it's a 1-on-2. They need that bomb down, and they need to try and put some distance between them and this AWP. Oh, it flicks right through the box. Yugi's down, and I think he spotted it. I think he knows where Rush is. No, maybe not. Actually, he's looking the wrong way, and that scope could prevent him from ever seeing anything. If he unscopes, it's going to give it away. Rush, though. This is... Oh, he's got the angle. I was going to say, if he kept peeking into that, he would have been dead. They barely survive.
So unbelievably close. And it's the fact that it's Yugi with that bomb and connector as well, right? Zaiwu's taking that fight with the exact person that he needs to be stopping that bomb plan happening.
The first kill from Saiwu, I think, was also through a box. I'm wondering where that was. Yeah, this is Rush at the end, just...
Yeah. It's red eye peek. He's just got that angle. He's going to see more of Zaiwu than Zaiwu can see of him, even if Zaiwu was scoped. Unscoped, rather.
What a brilliant start for Complexity. They finally broke the economy. Vitality have to go for a save, and they're up 4-3. That means they've got a very good shot here of just doing a lot of damage. The Mac 10s are in. Money being made by Config. 3 kills like that.
Vitality need to show some respect here, though. That's what I'm wondering. That round spins out of control off of Shoxy pushing ramp and just giving up a kill needlessly at the very beginning there. So they're up a man, and then they start making some plays, right? Start feeling it on the Vitality side, and maybe they start underestimating just a little bit. And it's like you were saying, Anders. There's a lot of fragging power on Complexity. If you start letting your guard down against players like Config, like JKS, they're going to shoot you in the face, and then you're going to lose control of the situation. And I'm pretty sure that's what we just saw right there from Vitality. So the Frenchman needs to kind of rein it back a little bit here and start taking Complexity a bit more seriously. Play some solid CS. No need to take risks here against Complexity. You should win out.
They actually have taken a bit of a risk in stacking 3 men in the bomb site, but it might pay out very well. They're about to have another one in there, even though they did just lose Masuta, but this bomb site is so well defended. I think Complexity are under the impression that they've beat some sort of timing and found a weak spot, but that is absolutely not the case. Apex going to take down JKS, and just like that, it's a 2-on-3. The grenade kill there is pretty decent, but it doesn't really save them. Yugi's going to be going down, and Yeah, stacking B that early in case it was some sort of an early attack. That was a great call. Out of spawn from Vitality. They didn't have the early information. They went for it. If that had been a fast A instead for Complexity, I think there was nothing they could have done really, and probably would have lost that round. But what a call! 5-4.
Yeah, 5-4, building off of this, taking a look at how the stats play out for Complexity. I mean, I think that they really do need to get as much done as possible on the T side. At least in the last 7 times they've played Mirage, 38% win rate on CT side, and that's with stand-ins. And they haven't had, I mean, 6 days of practice with Yugi going into these matches does not mean you're going to get a big build-up.
Deep flash for the double spray down, and that worked perfectly. That was set up so nicely. And actually maybe even a little bit shockingly so, because it seemed like they knew. Complexity were far back around that corner. I'm shocked that no one was playing anti-flash in that position, because that's not that much of an uncommon play. Finding a kill, though, is BlameF, and that brings it back into a 3-on-3, so fair play. Rush also got a kill early, obviously, so with a lot of time left, this isn't so bad for Complexity. They can just wait around. They can easily get to a bomb site.
Yeah, I mean, Vitality keep giving kills that they don't need to. I mean, Misuda being pushed up there, that's really odd. Because of this. Now look at the spread here. What happens is that BlameF slows it down, and Vitality have to spread back out again across the map with 3 players. Apex now has to sit all the way over on the B side. He had to rotate over, and now RPK all by his lonesome on the A site. There's soon to be 3 players here from Complexity. If RPK doesn't frag out, and he gets spotted, and there it is, the headshot from JKS. Brilliant stuff here from Complexity. It's working out wonderfully. Shoxy's going to be the one here. First one for Vitality on the site. Going to find the first kill on Rush. Gets the second as well. And now we're into a one-on-one. It's the best situation possible for Vitality.
When Apex, he's already snuck in. He's just waiting there. BlameF spots him. He's not going to miss the opportunity. A triple kill here for the captain of Complexity. And that's very, very interesting. A lot of money lost in that round for Complexity, but they still end up winning out. I think RPK, I think he dinked JKS. He was on 1 health after that battle, so yeah, that was real close.
I think he got him through the edge of the box there, that little bit of wood on the top, you know?
Save.
Probably just caught that edge and, yep, not enough.
Wow.
Still, I mean, this is working out wonderfully, but it's working out exactly the way it has to for Complexity. They need to develop a lead on the T side here of Mirage. Because when they get over onto the CT side, that's where Vitality come into their own. They're stronger on the T side, Vitality. And while, you know, you're obviously not going to have had enough time to really build for that CT defense on Complexity side, so they need to just get kills, although you can't be giving up headshots to RPK. 2 headshots, bring it to a 2-on-3.
He's got that low sensitivity, so when he moves around like that, I mean, there's a reason we call him the tank. It does feel like that. Misuta 1 versus 3 with the Deagle, and bomb is being planted out there. Does make his life a little bit more tricky, and he'll go down to JKS at the end of it. So, yeah, 7-4. Things are looking real good at the moment for the Complexity side. This is very smooth. Ooh.
Oh, you guys are gonna see what I'm excited about here. Zao, he was waiting, and then he goes for the glass cannon op. So we're getting a double AWP set up here from Vitality. This is how they're choosing to change things up on Complexity. They're going to go into the full turret mode here, set up and look for shots. And here's Zao already finding the first one, top mid, config down. More bodies here for him to take shots at, though. He's got to be careful.
Grenade lands on him, and with no body armor, he does take a lot of damage. Apex is going to go down, but Saiwo's still in here. He's so crazy. And, you know, I mean, I can't really escape, but going back for more fights here and not just waiting for teammates, that could be risky. 2-on-3, though. It is looking real good as RPK defeats Rush over at the A side of the map. So now BlameF and Yugi. BlameF got the message.
Timing.
Bullet to the face. Saiwo back here. Just peeking for information. And they know where BlameF is, so now he can just run away. They know where both the remaining players are. That is, I mean, it's very, very bold play out of Saiwo, but that's what he does.
He's going to be in the perfect spot now. Just falls all the way back. And now with 55 seconds, I mean, that's the one thing, the boon that Complexity have here is that they still have so much time on the clock. 50 seconds, and Yugi's already rotating over here to A. If he catches the flank, fantastic. If he makes some noise, even better. And he's going to try and draw some attention over here, leaving BlameF to clutch it out on the other side of the map. And he is not going to win the duel versus RPK. 1v3, BlameF already having taken a bullet to the face. And Zai was ready and waiting for him as well. Zai was not backed off. Oh,
Yeah.
but he gives up the angle.
He does, actually. I mean, he's got no armor and he's sort of low on health, so maybe he's just thinking if he shows up and puts the bomb down, I'm just gonna hang out and wait for everyone else to come, and then we'll retake and win like that. No one's moving. Didn't hear him drop, apparently. Now they're going to start to realize, and Blamef, he is going to go straight for the bomb plant. See if he shoots him through the box, or not quite. He's going to go straight for it. Doesn't even matter. Nice round out of side. Only the 2 kills, but just the presence in middle really shut down the whole thing. So a 5th round on board for Vitality is really good. And no bomb plant means no buy in this round for Complexity. If they forced it up here, I feel like that would be on a whole new level.
Well, they got so much success earlier from just going for force rounds, right? It's looking like they are going to elect to hold into just the Deagles. Pretty much a hard eco.
Yeah.
Deagles, some Kevlar. No, not even a single flash grenade picked up, funnily enough. Like 1 flash grenade? One flash chucked over?
Always one. Always get one.
Yeah, that's interesting.
You never know if it could be the difference. But yeah, so we're going to be seeing some deagling perhaps in this round. We've seen some interesting stuff coming out of RPK already, but now would be a good... I mean, if they steal away around like this, that would start, I think, to dig in even to like the, some of the mentality of the Vitality side. JKS is going to pick up 1 there, but he's in a weird position now. Fall back just a bit, and the grenade will still chase him down.
Get dunked.
Yeah. Thought he was safe, didn't he?
Yeah. You're going to hold that angle? Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and drop this HE at your feet. Don't mind me. P250 long range. Not going to be good enough either. And so we will have Vitality. Looks like they'll be handling this anti-eco fairly well. I mean, if they get out of this having only lost RPK, that's actually pretty solid. You just give him the FAMAS next round from Misuda and move on with your lives.
Yeah, they're going to be fine with it. That is, even though we're getting kind of late into the first half here, we just don't want to have to play the 15th round with anything lacking. Apex doing a fine job at the end, and again, they were only against Eagles. It's an ace, but, stretched out. Maybe not the most impressive one, but it all counts. It all counts at the end. 7-6 as we move into the 14th round. And, I mean, I still think Complexity have done a pretty good job here, getting the 7 rounds. Whether it'll be enough, I think we'll just have to wait and find out. I do think that the interesting bit will be how much the game changes when Vitality are the ones in the driving seat and they can sort of decide what to do. And I have pretty high expectations of the overall level of preparedness for their T side here.
Right.
So I think it's going to be tough for Complexity.
The T side for Complexity is, the T side for Vitality. We don't have a whole lot to go off of, though. They've only played the map, the Mirage, twice in the last 2 months. Whoa! There you go! Ready for him!
Yeah, you think flying that conflict plane through the skies is going to help, stay clear of the Saibu flak cannon? It just didn't. It blew him right out of the sky. He is so amazing to watch. And again, the same pop flash that we saw earlier, but this time Yugi actually beats it. Shox is going to help out with a little bit of a kill there. Still a 4-on-3 in the middle. And, I don't know, they're taking a long time. JKS nearly catching RPK. That would have been really, really good. And then Saibu shows up for the kill as JKS is preoccupied, looking towards RPK. Not connecting this time. Gambling through the smoke. Blamef hoping that he's not on the wrong side. This is a dangerous game. Why are they playing that game?
He heard the jump out, though. Now, does he go Apex? Does he just do it? Just jump out. Jump out the window.
Run him down. I don't know what they're going to do here. 35 seconds. 2 versus 4. I'm not even sure what the plan really is. In terms of money, I mean, they're going to be in a lot of trouble in the next round. A bomb plant here would be critical, but you could even make an argument for saving the AKs, because they really won't have a lot to work with. They don't have the round loss bonus. There are a lot of things working against them right now. Bomb plant would do a little bit to help that out, at least help the rest of the players pick up something. 10 seconds, and Yugi, he's the one with the bomb, trying to see if they can walk into it, but Blamef goes down. Yugi is going to get the bomb plant, so I still think that's very little sort of consolation at the end here. They're not going to get much more done. So an $800 bonus, but they do lose both the AK-47s. I kind of sort of wonder if that's even worth it, but
they'll get 3 lost rounds bonus plus the 800. I mean, yeah, it's not going to be the wealthiest buy.
I still think the 2 AKs might have been better.
Well, let's see. What is this?
He's just here to jump.
He's just too good, man.
I don't understand it. I just don't understand it.
He is, it's the peak opping. Although I saw Cuban making a point or this morning actually on Twitter, talking about how the top 3 players of this year are all oppers.
That's a good point.
He's like, what do we think about that, right? Is it good that they're all oppers, or should they be riflers?
It's fine.
There you go, Masuda.
I don't have a problem with it. I think it's fine. I don't want to change anything.
You believe in the big sniper, snooper rifle?
Yeah, I think it's in a fine position. I think people just need to do more, or we just need more oppers, or everyone start opping. It's gonna be fine. Masuda handling himself very well against the incoming scrappy buy here, and yeah, they're just gonna get shot down. Again, 3 people very quickly on the bomb site. Very quick rotation coming in here from the CT side. So it looks like after a very, very hard-fought beginning and a very tricky start to the map here for Vitality, they're gonna end up 8-7. So I think that's pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't complain too much about that, and I think they're gonna be doing very well in the second half. We'll find out after the break. Welcome back once again. Second half coming up. We are still on Mirage, the first map in this best of 3 between Complexity and Vitality here at Blast Premier. And, I mean, the scoreline's pretty pedestrian at the moment. It's 8-7 in favor of Vitality, but it looked like it was going to be horrible for the French side. They really did not have a good start. A nice recovery, I've got to admit, and I think they're going to be just fine. I think this is still all on Complexity to prove that they can match up against the absolutely well-skilled and just well-prepared team that is Vitality.
I think, to repeat what I was telling you during the break, I think this is where Vitality just murder Complexity.
Well, let's find out. I'm ready for that. I would enjoy that. I really like watching this French team play. Let's find out how this is going to unfold. They're already in the A bomb site. They've rushed right up. Nothing has been slowed down, and they're going to win the first fight. Gunning for more RPK. He's just ready for it. He's got many, many more bullets to shoot there. Finally going to start to fall back, but the bomb is already being planted. RPK continuing a quad kill. All of them headshots, and that was essentially a 1 versus 3 for RPK there. He was just fighting them all on his own. And Blamev, he would have loved to have come in with a late lurk here, but there's nothing left to lurk. RPK has already taken everything from them. And he's running. He wants that pistol ace. He's kind of low on health, and he's gonna... Well, that was Apex giving denied, but RPK is not that far behind. Yeah. Send more people in first. Let him run out of bullets, and then RPK could show up.
Teamwork. Come on. Teamwork makes the dream work. Come on, Tank. Let's get it.
He's almost there. Right around the corner. Oh,
Zombie Suda, what are you doing?
Oh, man.
Oh, come on, dude. Seriously, you're going to rob us like that? Okay, so, Andrew, speaking of murder.
Yes.
RPK, he's going away for a long, long time. That was filthy.
We have the evidence. This is going to be a quick trial. That's well done.
And well, their T-side pistols are brutal Vitality, especially if you've got that kind of confidence, just charging corners and whatnot. But yeah, their T-side on Mirage is way stronger than their CT side. Life is not going to get any easier here for Complexity, I expect, in the second half.
It's also a bit of a strange anomaly that they were even able to make it that far into the A-bomb site through the middle and connector without running into anyone. Apex pretending to check the corner without actually checking it, and Config not checking behind him. It's all very strange. Should have been the death of Apex, but somehow he gets to live. I'd rather forget about all of that we just saw. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. Blamev and Russia left, though. 2 versus 4. The bomb is going to be going down, and it will be a 10th round for Vitality.
Listen, dude, I'm just wondering why that never works out that way for me. You know, I'm just standing in that corner looking at the wall. Guy always checks the corner, right?
I know.
Why does it never work out that way for us?
I feel like it's much worse if you see, like, out of the corner of your screen, you see, like, 2 people sneak by, but then it's the 3rd guy that checks you, and you're like, why?
Why? Yeah,
why be that person? Like,
your teammates have already checked the corner.
Yeah.
You don't need to check the corner.
In fact, you're a horrible teammate if you do that, because if you're that 3rd guy, all you're signaling to the world is that you actually don't trust your teammates. You just think they're morons, and you have to do it. So I'm just saying, objectively, you shouldn't be doing that.
You should feel bad.
Apex went up with a bomb for no apparent reason. But never mind. It's still, a worthwhile round. And Complexity will have to wait out a little bit longer before they really start to pick up anything serious.
Yeah. Yugi's going to be ready for that AWP, so we're going to get to see him get in there in the next round. Vitality just continue to play off the MAC-10s. No reason to change it up. That HE is questionable. That's a real unfortunate.
Certainly. Well, there's a double HE over here, so maybe that extra damage onto Masuda could be enough. They're waiting for it. Long range, they're all on the ramp. Oh no, this could be devastating. There's 3 people that are going to be running into this. Do they have the timing? It's just a matter of throwing them at the right time. They must see them surely now. There's a headshot on one. The grenade's not quite coming in at the moment. Rush, though, finding another one. Beautiful deagle work. Can he get another one? Oh, my God. He's going to shut them all down. Quad kill. He still hasn't even reloaded. Finally, he's in there, but this is something you're probably not going to see again, at least today. That's very, very rare. Shox 1 versus 4 now, and I mean, they have everything here. They've got the bomb, they picked up some of the rifles at least, and yeah, just don't give him any fights like that. Just leave him alone. He has to go pick up the bomb, try and put it down while fighting 3 or 4 of you. That's much, much trickier than if you fight him one at a time.
Well, you say that's very, very rare, Anders, but why are you lying to us like that? Because we saw that happen yesterday with Honda.
Listen, I know. I mean, This is what is, I think, so amazing about the tournament we've got going on here, is that normally you'd think it should be rare, but just the level of competition we've got going on. Maybe on a local timeline here, it's more doable. But what Rush just did, that doesn't happen every day. Shox sneaking in 25 seconds. And again, just the time that it will take him to find each of them and successfully win all of those fights and get the bomb down, or I mean, it's just not going to be possible. JKS will take him down at the end, but I am going to need to see some replays.
Just filthy. There you go. Man on your screen there, Rush. Coming up with all of the deagle headshots. Magnificent round to kick things off here for him in this second half to bring it back and to just put Vitality on their asses. You know, Vitality's maybe starting to feel a bit comfortable after that pistol round. Again, kind of similar to what we saw at the beginning of the first half, right? Vitality looking good. They get comfortable. They maybe start slacking off. And then Complexity just go ahead and show them that there is plenty of individual firepower on this team that you need to take into account. You cannot sleep on Complexity, at least on an aim level right now.
He got 4 deagle headshots and missed only 2 bullets. That's actually wild. And it was pretty, pretty intense. It's not like there was a 10-second gap between all of those kills. They were actually coming for them. Well, look at what that does to Complexity. They were just saving in that round, and because of that, it's straight in double orb and a lot more to work with. They've got a lot of money all of a sudden. Complexity, though, trying to surprise them at top mid, and that's going to lose them Blame F without any retaliation. Cyber nearly went down, but still a 4-on-5 here, and mid control in favor of the Frenchman. Yeah, I think it's dangerous. I think they're going to be able to do a lot from here.
Monster HE on Misuda as well, so they're softening them up. Now, Vitality have now got control of mid. RPK is making his way over here as well, and Shoxy has been lurking Palace this entire time and just holding very patiently. And so the opportunity to go here onto the A side is still here so long as Shoxy stays alive. There's the flash over the top, and they are going to start pushing. JKS not going to hold the line side with there to overwhelm him. It's on Yugi now. He's got that AWP. He's looking for a target, but nobody has crossed him yet.
And they have grenades. I mean, they could try and push them away. They're not quite going to smoke that position. So there they smoke the jungle, but RPK and Apex will pick up a kill each, and there's just not even a chance for a retake. And that's shocking. This was a... I mean, yeah, they got the early kill. They get into that 4-on-5 position, but Complexity, again, they're so far back on that A bomb site, which is sort of a weird replay of the pistol round where they just ran all the way up there. Something similar happens here, and it just catches the CT side off guard. Config is going to be found by Apex, so everything is washed away here for the CT side. And yeah, they had a lot of money, but a double up means they're going to be hard-pressed to put together a buy in this round. Wow, he needs that kill, doesn't he?
It's so nuts.
That's... Blameev's going to be kicking himself. He's just thinking, like, that's, every other time I'm just getting that, and it's fine.
That's so nuts that he does not get that kill on Zyro. And, well, I mean, Vitality also, it's Complexity. They're going to play aggressive. Blameef, he's going to play aggressive. He's going to try to make plays happen. It's his calling card. It's his style. Thing is with Blameef, though, is that he plays aggressive and he gets kills. So that's why we're so shocked that in that situation, he's not walking away, at least with a 1-for-1. There's JKS, though, chiming in with the deagle. He's still got that aim, and Misuda gonna catch Yugi in the back. Unfortunate. Complexity losing that scenario now puts him into a 4-on-4, and Vitality accelerating onto the B site.
Oh, no scope from Config. He can't land a second one, but they forced into this round. Complexity. I'm shocked that they did that. That is putting a lot, maybe putting this map on the line to try and do that, because this is going to be 12-8 if they win this round Vitality, and then Complexity will really be out of money, and they can go on to maybe in a 13th round, and at that point, you don't have a lot left to fight with. So 2 versus 3 though in the afterplant, and there is no kit in play at the moment, so they need to be a little bit swift about this. Misuta, he's thinking about it, maybe fighting at that window. Could be dangerous if he goes down. It's going to leave RPK on his own, but he'll successfully win that fight. And now it's only a 2-on-2, and time is running out here with the CT side. It's RPK to continue the spray, catching BlameF in the air, and they're going to win that battle 12-8 now, and Complexity again out of money. And this time, I don't know. Could upgrade some pistols, but it's not going to be pretty.
Man, and Niveris is kind of grinning behind them. You see that? It's already going well on Mirage. Dust 2's coming next. Niveris is going to get subbed in. And he gets to start wrecking face as well, dude. If the team is fired up after this map, going into the second map of this series,
yeah,
Vitality, I mean, they are truly a terrifying team to play against right now. Clearly one of the top favorites in this tournament as well. I mean, expected in all of our predictions as well. Everybody, well, I mean, at least 3 of us predicted Vitality. I'm the only one who predicted Astralis. I'm standing by it. I got Astralis' back.
I'm actually shocked you got to keep Astralis to yourself. I would have assumed that a couple of more people would have done it.
I seriously thought, I was so surprised. But hey, I'm fine with it. It's all right. I'm just surprised that you, Anders, are the traitor.
I really enjoy watching the French room. It's been French Counter-Strike has been a mess for years. I'm glad that it's back and doing better, and I think Vitality are leading the charge really well at the moment. But it wasn't always so. I mean, back in the day, always had a couple of good French teams out there doing a lot of work. Shox with a couple of kills here with the AK-47, and I mean, they shouldn't be quite so shaky in some of these rounds. I want to see Vitality win some of these rounds where they're just against pistols a little bit more convincingly. Last round as well. I mean, that was a force-up, but still, they almost gave it away. Now it's Conflict, though, and yeah, they're going to be just fine. So it will be that 13th round on the board. And I wonder what Complexity will try and do to make up for this. Now they're at a point where, you know, in terms of rounds, they may need to start to, if they have anything left, if they have any neat tricks to pull out, now is the time for it. And there are many on, I mean, this is one of the reasons why I really love Mirage, is that you can actually do so much on the CT side. So we'll see if they're going to be able to.
Throw away. Not happening, unfortunately for you, dude. Config, no saving that AK. Nice shot called by Zywoo, though, so a little bit of, you know, props where they're due. RPK, though. See that HE right on top. Boom. There's no weak link on Vitality right now. That's the true difficulty here for Complexity in terms of aim, in terms of kills. Wherever you go, you're just going to get shot by everybody on Vitality right now. So it is kind of playing out the way at least the stats told the story. All right, like the way that the stats were saying, Vitality just looks so good on T-side Mirage. Yeah,
you did tell us, and you know, you said it would be murder, and so far that's been true.
It's just when you can count on everybody to hit their shots, like RPK, Shoxy, there's no weak link on Vitality. So when you're on T side and everybody's got an AK, you're so dangerous. It's just, if everybody can entry for you, well, then anything is possible. How do you deal with that if you're Complexity? And right now the answer for Complexity is going to be the double AWP. They want to go back to the turret sort of style and hope that they can catch Vitality walking into crosshairs.
Well, this may be close, at least, to the last stand here for Complexity. If they want any chance of rolling this back and really picking up this game, which I think they badly need to, because I think Dust 2 is going to be a nightmare for them. Vitality are such an impressive team on that particular map. And of course, as you said, they're gonna tag in Nivira, and he's got some very, very good stats on that map all on his own.
Yeah, exactly. It's not even like that doesn't make sense for them. But this is going to get real interesting here for Rush.
He's alone. Contrast that with the 3-man stacks that we saw when they were playing on the opposite side here. Vitality had a great defense over at B. It's Rush alone with a single smoke. He can't even Molotov them to slow them down. Now, BlameF did just show up. He's not going to do enough, though. Rush will get a single kill. A good follow-up, though. Taking down shots and trying to hide inside of the smoke. That's actually really impressive. I thought that would have been done already. But a little bit of teamwork there, and at least Rush getting a double kill. But with that damage and the value of that double ult, they should absolutely back on out. I have no idea why Complexity are pretending like they're sticking around in this.
They're hoping that Vitality continue to make the same mistakes that Vitality have made so far this map that have allowed Complexity to get a few extra rounds. This should be a much more one-sided scoreline.
Yeah.
If not for Vitality getting over-aggressive, letting their guard down, and giving Complexity chances to get back into rounds that they shouldn't.
Yeah, it's probably true.
Complexity are just like, are you going to do it again? You want to come and push us? You want to come? But not this time. Vitality hold their own. They've stayed patient on that B site. They're going to back on out of here. No problem at all. That's going to put them up on 14 rounds on their T side of Mirage. And yeah, Vitality are just looking so good. They aren't even having that you know, because that's what we saw a little bit yesterday, the pain point for Astralis. That first map took them a little bit of time to warm up, to get going, right? First map of the year after coming back from the break, your first official. And it was definitely, you know, like the 30 rounds of just slog back and forth. And then the Astralis woke up and, you know, just got the job done and, you know, on the remaining 2 maps.
Yeah, not even that, you're right.
But yeah, Vitality, they needed like a half. They needed like 10 rounds to warm up. And now we're just seeing what they're capable of. There's such a huge gap right now in what we're seeing.
Yeah, such an incredibly impressive team. 14-8. Vitality 2 rounds away from picking up the first map here. Yuki, though, gonna out-op Saiwu, and that's the perfect start you want to any given round. Just take him out of the equation, and then see what you can do. Blamef is kind of keeping an eye on middle, which I'm really happy about, because that connector in mid into A, that's been a huge weakness for them so far. Nice shot as well from Config, a little bit close, and if you miss that shot, obviously you are absolutely going to be dead. And now, just trading favorably, they've spotted out Apex, or at least now they definitely know where he is. And they're going to win that fight too. JKS doing a little bit of work there with the double kill of his own. And 9-14. That had to happen. It did happen, and now they just need to continue. There's a lot of money on the French side, so that they're going to be buying once again here. But that's great. That's a little bit of encouragement here.
Oh hell yeah, he's got the Ridley Scott op. Dude, the Xenomorph op, I'm all about it. I just bought that skin immediately once the operation came out.
All right. Well,
hey, anything to do with Xenomorphs, man. Come on.
I'm not disagreeing, but it does make me sad that there is no good new alien. Oh yes. A little bit of a missed opportunity, and RPK will take down both. Headshots in the middle ringing out. What a lethal player he is. 14-9 here. And now, as they're fighting again, that A-bomb side, there's nothing he could do, Yuki, in this position. He's just so trapped. From middle, if he tried to fall back, it would have been Shocks covering him here, and Rush is now alone 1 versus 5. So, and that was all the celebration they got to have of Complexity, is that 1 round, and then it's Vitality right back in the mix. RBK is 21-14, by the way. He's top fragging in the server.
That's what I mean by there being no weakness on this team right now.
Truly.
It's really, I mean, not only do you have the individual side, but it just seems like in terms of, they are, you look at Vitality and how they interact between rounds, even when rounds are going against them, you just think team, you think unit. And that's just going to unlock the full potential of everybody on it, right?
I 100% agree, but what's maybe worth recognizing is that it wasn't that many months ago, really, that there was like the community meme was that the team was just around Saiwu and it was just about getting him kills, and now that is just, I mean, that died so fast, right? They've instantly proven that even in round games now where Saiwu isn't just out fragging everyone, they can still absolutely do this and be very dangerous. I'm not saying Saiwu isn't a pillar of the team or anything, but but they actually just got rid of that much quicker than I would have expected. So
it's just, that's why I give the #1 player to Simple, right? Yeah, because it's like, Zaiwu, you're on cloud 9, bud. Like, I hope that with your skill that you can do what you're capable of doing, because everything, you've just got this amazing team behind you.
I don't even disagree with that analysis. It's so hard to pick, isn't it? They're both so. We're blessed that we have these two players playing at the same time and not 5 years apart.
Yeah.
So let's just cross our fingers and let's get him in an arena real soon so we can really enjoy that. 25th round, and it is map point for the Vitality side. So right now, all of the pressure on Complexity, as it has been pretty much all throughout. And again, it was a 7-8 win in the first half for Vitality. They just barely got away with, a little bit of a lead there. The second half has been completely different, and that is that's real interesting.
Yeah, Complexity have picked up 2 rounds in the second half.
Yeah. All right, taking him down through the box, or through the smoke at the very least. Like he was trying to stay covered back there. 4-on-4, and Rush is a little bit forward. JKS looked like he wanted to go investigate the A ramp, but he really hasn't. And if Rush goes down to RPK, then there's no one that can really get to the B-bomb site in time. So I think everything is on him right here, and he doesn't even know that he's been spotted. That's the end of him. Yugi's trying to get back with the AWP, and yeah, he's going to get smoked off. If he wants to keep pushing, I respect that, but again, if he goes down, it's just the end of the map here. in the middle. Apex will pick up config, and that leaves just 2 versus 4. Bomb not even being rushed. They're trying to be real careful here that they control as much as they can, and you will get dropped. So JKS with the UMP, very well done overall. I mean, I think Vitality, you just get a feel for the underlying confidence and level of preparedness. It's really impressive.
They're firing on all cylinders, Anders. There's no warm-up period for Vitality coming into this tournament. They are showing us exactly what they are capable of. And, well, JKS is going to put up a bit of a fight here, but he is going to get taken out. Shoxy finding the final kill of this map. Dunzo, Vitality taking Mirage in fine fashion.
Yeah, I mean, I to some extent, even the scoreline there of 16-9 was looking, you know, maybe a little bit closer than you would have thought. I think that could have been different. But we'll go to a break, and then we'll be right back with map number 2.